Yo, I gotta break this down to you because this was the by far one of the weirdest jobs I've ever worked. And I'm not gonna expose where exactly it was, but if y'all could put two and two together, United States of so that's where I was working. And when I tell you, we had a group of, I think, 30 new hires. And that should tell you something right off the bat. If there's 30 new hires, why are so many people leaving, right? Why are we onboarding so many people? Or why are so many people getting fired? There were about 30 of us, and I think it took 3 months. We needed to last for 3 months before we get into the union. And essentially how it was organized, which is so weird. Y'all gotta hear this. Maybe some of y'all have seen this before, but I've never seen this before in my life. The supervisors are non-union. Everyone under the supervisors is union. So it's like regular employee, lead, and then supervisor. So the regular employees and the leads are in the union. They basically can't get fired, right? That's how they pitched it. That's how they kind of framed it. The other employees, oh, we can't really get fired. We don't have to listen to the supervisors. The supervisors got to tell the lead, and we only do what the lead says. But it's like sometimes the leads are not even there, y'all, and the supervisors walk around like they're the big bosses in charge. And here's the craziest part. Y'all not gonna believe this. For us new hires, all 30 of us, right? And they split us up into different shifts, morning, afternoon, night. For us new hires, we are not union. So while everybody else is telling the supervisors no, telling the supervisors, bring me a lead, just ignoring the supervisors, avoiding them, finding places to sleep on the job, us 30 new employees, we gotta be superheroes. We gotta cover for everybody else. We gotta, everything the supervisors say. And the lead, and at the same time, the leads can't even really save us. The leads can't really, they talk to us, but we're not on the same team yet. We're not on their team yet. And it was just the weirdest situation. It was so awkward. It was so unrewarding. It was like Twilight Zone for some of my, for some of y'all who remember the Twilight Zone. It was like Twilight Zone. Like, is this reality right now, y'all? And I didn't even get to the worst part, y'all. Y'all have to hear this. Y'all, we had this supervisor who was, how can I say it? He was playing for the other team. If y'all catch my drift, he was playing for the other team, who used to just say the most outrageous things to the employees and the new employees. Like, I remember one time somebody messed up, and he's probably joking, but still, it's still just so unprofessional. He said, what would he say? One time somebody messed up, and he was like, he made a face at him. He was like, you messed up again. He's like, next time you do that, I'ma F you up. And I'm just like, what? Is that the relationship that we're establishing between supervisor and employee? Like, we're saying things like that, and it gets worse, y'all. Believe it or not, it gets worse. I remember one time this same supervisor, he told me to do something. He was like, hey, Amir, he was like, you got a second? Can you bring me this part, right? Because we're in a warehouse. He's like, can you bring me this part? He gives me a piece of paper. It shows the location. He's like, check if this part is there and bring it to me. And I just said, I was like, yeah, sure. Why do you need it? Y'all, tell me why this man looks at me and says, what am I supposed to answer to you? And I'm just like, what did I do to you? I'm just asking a question, y'all. And that's the thing with these jobs and some of these people, y'all. They don't like questions. They want sir, yes, sir. They want yes, ma'am, yes. Like you're in the military. They want you to bow down and just do whatever they want. No questions asked. Because at the end of the day, There's no room for growth. You don't need to know why, because you're never gonna be at the level where that's even important and that's pertinent to you. But me as an inquisitive person, me as a person who likes to do things with intention, who likes to know why I'm doing something, I'm gonna ask those questions, and I'm always gonna ask those questions. I'm never not gonna ask those questions. And that's what sets me, and that's what set me apart in that environment. That's what made me feel like a black sheep, because 99% of the other people there did not care. They don't care. Nobody cared. It was just a paycheck. They were just there for a paycheck. They were not there to represent the company. They were not there to progress, right? Get to a new level. Nobody wanted to progress, y'all. Nobody wanted to progress. There were people there who once that all they wanted was, oh, we just got to get in the union. We just got to get in this union, and then we could never be fired. And that was the metric that they wanted to achieve, never being able to get fired. And to me, that just did not excite me, man. That just did not excite. I mean, the thought of security. I'm fighting this cough. I gotta just let it out, so I could talk to y'all and tell y'all this story. But of course, everybody wants job security, right? Especially if you're like me and you come from poverty and you come from having less, right? Security is something that we all desire, and we all, at the end of the day, we need it, right? At the end of the day, we all got bills to pay. And, you know, I don't know how old y'all are, but I just turned 30, and I'm at an age where I can't be, not that I can't depend on anybody, because we all need each other at the end of the day in different ways, and not just financially. But I'm at a point where, as a man, I desire to be self-sufficient, more self-sufficient. I think every man should desire that. And I think it's natural to start desiring that at a young age too, just to be self-sufficient, men and women, for that matter. And y'all, it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. This, thinking back, y'all, and again, touching on like coming from poverty and coming from less than, we get used to having less, right? Because we've never seen more. So we get used to poor conditions, and we get used to, I got used to poor treatment in the workplace because I've worked jobs, like this before. This is not my first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? And, I had another warehouse job before this that I was there for even longer. And it just was not ideal. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But y'all, we had an elevator in the middle of the workplace. Big elevator. I forget what it's called. Maybe a trolley elevator, but basically you could bring like big boxes onto it. Huge elevator in the center of kind of the workspace. On the other side is like the hangar with the airplanes. And on the one side is like the office, got the desks, got the manager office, supervisor, lunchroom, everything like that. And it goes up to all the different floors. It's 4 floors. Y'all, tell me why y'all are not gonna believe this, y'all. And I can't believe I was in this. I can't believe I was there for even this long with this thing. And when I tell y'all, y'all are gonna be like, what the heck? Y'all, when I tell you, every time those elevator doors opened, if you were in a 5 to 10 foot radius, a 10 to 15 foot radius, you were getting hit with a wave of urine smell. Yo, I just had to take a second because I was just getting overwhelmed. But y'all, like, certain stuff is just not okay. It's just not okay. Especially from for anybody really, but especially from a well-known, you know what I'm saying, company who supposed to be upholding a certain standard. Like, that's a big name, you know what I'm saying? United States of, like, that's a big name. And for anybody really, like, when I tell y'all, like, and then y'all, we had to use this was the only elevator, y'all. Anytime we needed to bring a part or a number of parts from the second floor to the bottom floor has storage and inventory. The second floor had like bigger pieces and stuff. There was only one elevator. That was it. You had to get, y'all, I used to hold my breath. If you had to go to the third floor, forget about it, y'all. I used to do this. Mind you, I was the only one doing that. When I tell you the employees who were there already didn't even bat an eye. Are you serious? Are you serious? Let alone the leads or the supervisors, because they got to play it off even more, because they're the ones supposed to be fixing it, right? They're the ones supposed to be dealing with that. Oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, we gotta call the cleaning lady, you know. Why does it smell like that in the first place? Oh yeah, I don't know, somebody must be, somebody must be going in, rats, something. Like, that's like yo, and in the way that it got more, like, slightly more and more normal as the weeks went on, just sickens me even more right now. Because that first day, it was like, whoa. Is anybody else smelling this? Or is it just me? And when I tell y'all, as the weeks went on, like, it got more just like, and y'all, in the way that they lied and said they were gonna fix it, in the way that as the weeks went on, that smell stayed. Some days it was even stronger. Like, somebody was actively urinating in this elevator. Whether it be the midnight shift when nobody's around or whenever. But somebody was actively using the bathroom on this elevator. And they're disgusting because I'm pretty sure they were not wiping. I'm pretty sure they were not using water. They was just using the bathroom and just pulling their pants down, just pulling their pants back up. And now everybody in the facility had to endure that, and endured that. Actively endured that. I did not want to endure that. That is biological warfare. That is I'm pretty sure that gotta be illegal. Like, that has to be that's a health hazard. That's a biohazard. I was being subjected to biohazards on a daily at this job, y'all. Because I wanted to make ends meet, and because I was tired of struggling, and because I did not want to be in that same economic place that I was. And it's crazy, like, just like the limits that I was willing to take it to, just to do better in life, and just to do better by the people in my life. It just gets to a point where it's like, I would do anything to be better than where I'm at right now. Like, I would do anything to just be able to thrive and not just survive. and not just make ends meet exactly and get some food and buy gas and pay utilities and then have nothing left. Like, I would do anything just to get ahead of that. And I've been living check to check for so long that I was willing to just stand there, do just about anything, you know? And I would show up to work day after day and try to keep a smile on my face, you know, and try to nod and agree when you know, when the leadership would be disrespectful, or when they would lie and say they're gonna, you know, oh yeah, it should be good by tomorrow. It should be good by tomorrow, and then tomorrow is, it's still bad, and then the next day it's still bad. Like, y'all, this elevator smelled so bad, y'all. Like, the worst. Like, the person who was using the bathroom in there was not drinking water either, y'all. And like, the worst urine smell you could smell. And they're talking about some, oh yeah, it's like, it's in the bottom of the shaft, like, we gotta like clean it. Well, when are you gonna clean it? It's been weeks. Like, and of course they were just lying. You know what I mean? Of course they were just lying. I remember I had a conversation, y'all not gonna believe this. I had a conversation with not the supervisor, but with the manager. And if y'all know me, y'all know I like to yap, I like to chop it up. And so, I'm chopping it up with the manager, and I'm kind of just getting his story. He's telling me, like, how he started and things like that. And yo, I couldn't believe it when he told me, like, what did he say? He said, I never even really wanted to like be the manager here. I kind of just was here. You know what I mean? I was just here longer than everybody else. And so they put me to be manager. But he said if I could go back, I wouldn't do this. And I'm like, yo. If he don't want to be here, what am I doing here? Working for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a trickle down effect. If the dude at the top don't want to be there, how do you think the next people, how you think he gonna treat the next people under him? And then how you think they gonna treat the next people under them? And y'all, when I tell you I tried my hardest to go to this job with a smile on my face and stay positive and just avoid the gossip and avoid the disrespect, you know what I mean? And tolerate the urine smell. Like, yo, all my hoodies got stretched out from doing this. Like, all of my hoodies got stretched out from doing this, y'all. And there was no other option. The only other option was the stairs. Like, just unreasonable circumstances, unreasonable work environment. And it just got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. You know what I mean? It just got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. And so, I'm still at a point where I want to do what I can. And I always say I would do anything to, level up my life and do better by myself or my people. But I will do everything in my power. And so, I am working 2 new jobs now. By the grace of God, I am working 2 new jobs now, and I don't have to deal with, disrespect. I don't have to deal with gossip, daily gossip. You know what I mean? I don't have to deal with, I don't have to deal with, y'all, this job was so weird, y'all. This job was so weird. Like, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. So, we had to shadow the employees who are already there, right? Which are the union employees, right? Who technically can't get fired for whatever reason. They could do anything they want. They can't get fired. They don't got to listen to nobody. They could get caught sleeping. They could mess up as many times as they want, and they get no repercussions. us as the new employees had to shadow these guys and stay with them day in, day out. But dang near we had to be the example employees, right? Because they're already so used to like all these like different workarounds and like ways to like avoid doing work and things like that. But we can't copy that. We can't copy that. One of the things was they were like, oh, you can't use your phone, period. Like, you can't send a text real quick, nothing. And while a supervisor is telling you that, 5 of the employees who are like already like unionized are just sitting there for like 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time, just chopping it up through text or Discord or whatever have you, on a phone call, all types of stuff. And that's fine and dandy, because at the end of the day, you know, sending a quick text or making a phone call is not really taking so much away from the type of work it was. Pretty basic work, pretty, you know, really anybody could do it. Just kind of like inventory, taking parts off the shelf, putting parts on the shelf, super basic stuff. And the pay was pretty average. I think it was like $20 an hour to start, which is something, you know what I mean? It was putting food on the table. And then like with the union and stuff and the benefits, like that stuff is cool. But you had to pay for the union too. That's the thing. Like, they take a mandatory cut of your paycheck. So, you know, what comes around goes around. But long story short, y'all, I'm not doing that job anymore. And I'm glad that I left there. And, you know, I'm on to bigger and better things, man. I'm on to bigger, better things, y'all. And y'all, if y'all are in a tough job situation, man, I don't recommend leaving it right away until you have something else, because I've done that before, where I've left a job way too early, and you end up just kind of, you know, bills catch up, and, you know, this goes wrong over here, that goes wrong over there. So, you know, anything can happen, y'all. So just make sure y'all have things going on before you just up and leave, and don't settle for less, y'all. Don't do what I did. Don't work a job where you're subjected to, you know what I'm saying, biochemical hazards on a daily, in a form of like urine in the elevator, you know what I mean? Like, and then I was like, you know, can't we, I suggested to management, like, can we put like a camera in there? Like, that person, whoever is doing that has to get like found somehow, right? Like, at some point the elevator smelled normal, and then somebody got out and somebody came in and they said, it kind of stinks in here. Like, you know, like at some point somebody had to have like caught a hint of somebody or something, right? Nothing, y'all. Nothing. No investigation going into it. No cameras in this elevator for some reason. Huge elevator. I don't see why a camera couldn't be placed in a huge elevator. Like, it was used for bringing aircraft parts down. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just one of those things that, you know, and again, you know, if the person at the tippity top is not happy, you know, he's just there for a paycheck. And then so, you know, the person, you know, he's gonna hire people who, you know, probably same thing, just there just to work, get paid, go home. Like, they don't really care about the quality. They don't care about treating people with respect. You know what I mean? They don't care about, oh, that scared me, y'all. They're doing fireworks over there. It's New Year's, by the way. Happy New Year's. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Again, just have a backup plan. You know what I mean? I always recommend just having different sources of income and just providing for yourself and your family at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Especially if you're living in New York, but in general, you know, we're getting to a point where we just got to make it happen.